Most of the books that you see behind me have never been read. I think I've only read physically 11 books out of everything that I own. Hi friend, my name is Sarah and welcome to my channel. I think I have like maybe 20 books that I have queued up already on the list of books that I'm gonna read next. So let me just grab the books. It's just like right here, right behind me. The first one in the pile is Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. They're part of a series, but I think you can read them independently. I kind of was planning to do a little bit of the synopsis, but I'm gonna just leave the links to all of these books so you can click on them and you can read the synopsis on your own, because if I plan to read them as well, this video is going to be way too long. The next book that I have in my list is The 5-Star Weekend by Ellen Hilderbrand. I picked this up at a thrift store for 25 cents, and so many people talk about The 5-Star Weekend and I want to add this to my pile. The next one that I have on my list is The Happy Place by Emily Henry. I just finished Book Lovers and I actually do love that one. I started reading Funny Story I think last year, but I kind of stopped the end of that book. So I'm hoping that this one is also gonna be a pretty good read for summer. And let me know in the comment below if you guys have read this book and let me know your thoughts about this book. The next one that I have is called The Red String Theory by Lauren Kong Jessen, I believe. I think I bought this book because one of Ricky's coworkers actually recommended it to me. This actually sounds pretty interesting. It has some like Chinese superstitious type of thing within the story. Let me know if you have read it before. The next one that I have is called The Last Story of Mina Lee by Nancy Julian Kim. I remember buying this book back in the day, I want to say in 2020, because it was one of Reese Witherspoon's book club pick. The next book that I have is The Ministry of Time by Kellyanne Bradley. I've watched so many people's videos about this book and how it is really good, super interesting, time travel novel, and you should definitely pick it up. So I decided to pick it up when I found this on Book Outlet. The next book that I have is called Did You Hear About Kitty Carr by Crystal Smith Paul. I got this at Book Off in California for like $1, which is insane. I'm doing the reading challenges on Goodreads. I forgot what it's called, but basically it's a different badges you can earn on Goodreads, and this book actually covered 2 of those. So I decided to kind of like kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So I'm gonna read this book, and also because the premise is really interesting. The next book that I have is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmes. Everybody was talking about this as well, probably like sometime last year or maybe earlier this year when I was watching a lot of YouTube before I actually make my book channel. It's actually has been adapted, I think, by either Apple or HBO, and I kind of want to read it first before I watch the show. The next one that I have is The Love Hypothesis by Ailey Hazelwood, and I just finished one of her books, Check and Mate. It's actually my very first Ailey Hazelwood's books, and I really love that book. I love the story, I love the way she writes, I love how fast-paced the whole book is. So I'm hoping that this one will give me kind of like the same, if not similar vibe. Check and Mate is actually, I think, a YA novel, and I'm pretty sure this one is adult. The next book that I have is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabriella Sevin. I have heard so many people talk about this book. Some people of course like it, some people don't. And a lot of them actually show off like their hardcover book. I love paperback books more than hardcover. Some people are saying that the gaming like part of the book is a bit confusing, and if you don't play games or you don't know like how games are being developed, it's gonna be confusing. So hopefully this is not as confusing as people said it would be, and hopefully I'll be able to pick this up in the next few months. The next book that I have is Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. This is one of my book of the month books, and I picked this up for February. It actually arrived early before the release date here in the US, which was I think February 25th or something. But I didn't get to read it in February, and I'm hoping that I will be able to pick this up hopefully in the future. This is the other book that I was looking for. It is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I feel like this is giving like spring, summer, beach read, but let me know if you have read this book before. Next book that I have is Next Year in Havana by Chanel Clayton. I actually picked this book up, I think, back in 2020 again, and the reason is because it was Reese Witherspoon's book club book pick from a few years ago. And I think it's about like a granddaughter and grandma kind of relationship or story, and I feel like story that comes from the island, the city Havana. It's just pretty interesting to me, so I wanted to read a little bit more about this story. Next book that I have is Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. I think I mentioned in my previous video when I saw this book, I feel like there are other books that have like similar cover, and I thought it's from a different author but from the same publisher, but it's actually another Alyssa Sussman's novel. So I think maybe a few of her books have the same cover layout. I can't wait to pick this up. Let me know in the comment below if you have read this book before. The next book that I have is The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. I think this is part of a 3-book series as well, and this is the first book. And I got this from Book Outlet because I'm obsessed with Book Outlet. If you have never bought anything from them, make sure to check the link below because you can get $5 off for your first purchase with Book Outlet. Super interesting because this girl is supposed to go to Spain, I believe, to go to a wedding, and she was kind of talking big about her love life. So she was saying that she's gonna go with a boyfriend, even though in reality she doesn't have a boyfriend. So one of her coworkers decided to help her out and all of that. So I can't wait to read how the story unfolds. The next one that I have is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. This is part of a 3-book series. I have all of the 3 books because when I went thrifting this past few months, I was able to find all of the books and I decided to get them because why not, right? So this is the first book in the series. I think the main characters are, well, the girl is a figure skater and then the guy is a hockey player. Some people like it, some people don't like it. I feel like that's kind of normal with a book. So hopefully I will like it because I have the rest of the series and I definitely want to start and finish all of them. The next one that I have here is called Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I think this is part of a 3-book series as well about the Brown sisters. I want to say this is the second book, and at the time when I bought this book, probably in 2020, I didn't know that this is part of book series, so I just pick it up because it sounds interesting. As you can see, I actually read most of the books already, and I think I forgot to pick it back up from a few years ago, so I decided to probably reread them from the beginning because honestly, I don't remember what this book was all about. Hopefully I'll be able to do the same with the other books that I have started reading but didn't finish the last few years, but this is one of them. Let me know if you guys have read this. Second to last book is called You've Reached Sam by Dustin Thau. I actually heard about his book, I'm pretty sure from TikTok or Instagram, and this sounds super interesting. I actually have the second book that is, I think, kind of related to this book because some of the characters overlap. And he has another book coming out in September that I already pre-ordered from Barnes & Noble. I know it's crazy because I haven't even read any of his books, but all of the premise sounds really interesting and I want to support my fellow Asian American author. My last book is Superhost by Kat Russo. This has been on my TBR for years. I think ever since I started looking through some books that just came out, I don't know, a few years ago. I actually got this book for $5 at Dollar General, which is insane. I know this is like an old book, it's not new release, but a hardcover book for $5, and if I were to get it new, it would be $27. So if you have a Dollar General around you, make sure to pop in and check if they have any interesting books that you can purchase. But this is the last book that I really want to read, hopefully this year. I will leave all of the links of the books down below so you can check out the description, the author, how much it is and stuff like that. And if you want to watch a little bit more bookish content here on YouTube, make sure to check out one of these videos next.